Dimitri calling again, the guy from the street. I left you a message several days ago. I don't like leaving second messages, but I like you. You're a very elegant woman. You're very attractive, but I don't play that game. So here's how it's going to work. If I do not receive a phone call back from you by 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon, I'm no longer interested. I'm very intelligent. I'm great in bed. I make great money. Believe it or not, I'm a complete catch. Matter of fact, I'm one of the few men in the city that has nothing wrong with him. Now, I understand if you've got other issues. I don't know, maybe you were abused in childhood. Maybe you're just a person who's extremely frightened or has an anxiety disorder. Maybe you're on some medication for that. I don't know. There could be another issue. If you're psychologically normal and you haven't called me because there's been some horrible thing that's happened in your life which prevented you, that's fine. Otherwise...
A day in the life of a sad single mom. First, I wake up in my big queen bed without anyone poking me with their frisky eggplant. I make my way to the washroom where the toilet seat is down, and I have to sit on a seat that's not covered in urine splashes. I head to the kitchen for my coffee, and I notice there's still coffee left because I was the last one to use it. I head to my nice clean fridge where I find a full container of creamer. I then water my plants and think about buying another one because there's no one to tell me I have too many. After my coffee, I brush my teeth in a sink that has no beard trimmings. I then open my cupboard and admire all of my perfectly labeled jars where no one can tell me how ridiculous it is to put already packaged things in glass containers. It's a sad life, I know, but maybe one day, if I'm super lucky, I can have a third adult child to take care of all on my own.
Stop calling all women queens. I don't understand why you keep doing this. All women are not queens. If there is a queen or all of them are queens, who the else is going to be in the kingdom? Where are the servants? Where are the peasants? These women don't even treat you like kings. Stop calling all of these women queens. How is she a queen when she's bent over, shaking her ass and twerking on about 700 different pictures in her Instagram? How is she a queen when she has 5 baby daddies and 5 kids? These are not queens. And you over there texting them every morning, good morning, queen.
Okay, got a lot to jump in here tonight, in tonight's coaching video, guys, so let's crack right into it. So the first clip I shared with you was a clip that actually went viral. It was of this woman, I guess it was her date or something like that, and he called and left her this very cringy voicemail talking about how he's great in bed and you're missing out and I'm a catch and all this. And, you know, and obviously most people were, you know, talking about how the guy was totally out of his mind and ridiculous and just goofy. And I don't disagree with any of that. However, the fact that this 40-plus-year-old woman is feeling the need to put this guy on blast, right, and essentially embarrass him to the rest of the folks on the internet and the world at large speaks volumes. It actually says more about her than it does about him. Okay, it says more about her than it does about him. And then she was saying in her little clip there how she hates, this is why I hate dating. You know, this is what dating is like in your 40s. It's like, okay, then why don't you just stop dating then? Right? If you hate it, don't do it. Right? If you hate dating so much, just don't. I mean, because at this point, I would feel sorry for anybody who gets involved with that chick, right? Because if you do anything, she kind of seems toxic in my opinion. If you do anything that's out of line or anything that, you know, it's just, you're innocently doing out of line, you might not know you're doing it. Instead of her telling you and having a conversation with you like an adult and being like, hey, can you please not do this? She's just going to put you on blast and try to embarrass you. Right? I mean, it's a free country. She could do that, you know, but it says more about her than it does about him. And not only that, but the fact that she is in her 40s, she is still dating. These are the type of dudes that she's attracting. What does this say about you? It says that you are clearly attracting what you are, you know, because this is a very fundamental dating lesson. We don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. Okay? We don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. And yes, that's Cash. He's like sleeping all the way over here. If you ever have a pug, they tend to snore a lot. There's over there with Gizzy. But yeah, I'd feel bad for anybody who dates this chick because she's clearly, you know, just a little unhinged herself. And the fact that she's attracting somebody like this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. But I'm always baffled when I see these women who are well into their middle ages, 40 years old plus, and still out there dating. And it's like, why are you still dating? Why are you still doing this? Obviously you don't like it. And she has said that herself. Those are her words, not mine. You don't like to date. It seems like you don't really even like men. And you're just looking for somebody who will cater to you and almost just be like your slave. And you won't even respect that dude. You will end up kicking him in the balls. You will end up taking advantage of him. You'll end up putting him on blast. Why are you even out there? Right? Don't bother. Just stay single. Right? Just stay single. Keep buying into feminism because obviously you did. Otherwise, you would be married right now. Otherwise, you'd have a man. Right? Because these are not the type of chicks who get wifed up. Anybody who would wife up somebody like this needs to get their head checked. Right? This is somebody who will clearly just divorce rape you if it ever goes down that way. Because look what she's doing now with some guy who approached her on the street, apparently. I guess it was some dude who tried to pick her up on the street. He says, oh, I met you on the street. And then she gave him her phone number. And it's like she gave him her number, but why did you give him this number if you didn't want him calling you? Because a lot of girls will do this as well, right? They'll give guys out. This is why I tell you guys, numbers are not worth anything. A lot of these women will give their number out like it's candy. They'll pass it out like candy. But then... and why do they do that, you might ask? Like, does that mean, like, I thought it means she likes me. No, she's just giving it out because these women love validation, right? They love attention. Doesn't necessarily mean she's going to talk to you. Okay, but that's what they love. They love validation and attention. So every once in a while, they'll get, well, not every once in a while, a lot of times, they'll get guys like this who will call them not knowing any better, right? Not knowing any better, thinking that, oh, I thought you liked me. This is why, what's the problem with me calling you? You gave me your phone number because I thought you liked me. So she kind of led him on. And maybe she returned one of his texts or, you know, maybe she ignored him, but now he's baffled and now he's leaving her this message. So instead of just blocking him, which most normal people would do, right? Just block the person. She puts this person on blast, right? It would be like me taking any of a number of my voicemails, and believe me, I have a ton of voicemails from women who are angry at me because I never called them or I stopped talking to them, whatever, left me some nasty voicemail, you know, because I've been doing this for my entire adult life. I have a string of these voicemails that would easily go viral and I can embarrass the crap out of them, but I don't do it, right? Because there's no reason to, right? And if they call me and they bother me again, I would just block them. I've blocked people before that I just don't want to talk to them anymore. They're getting toxic. I'll just block them. I'm not going to put their voicemail on blast for everybody because it just shows what type of person she is. And again, it says more about her than it does about him. So I think this is just kind of backfiring on her, even though like every simp on the planet will back her up and every chick will be like, oh yeah, that's what I agree. Like every other damaged chick who's just like her will agree to that. But moving on to the second clip, we had a single mom, right? Featured a single mom who went through a divorce. So she divorced her baby daddy and now she has done this very kind of like sarcastic video talking about, oh, look at me, I'm a lonely single mom. Look, I have all the room in my bed now to stretch out. Oh, look, I make my coffee and I get to drink it all by myself. Oh, look, I go to the bathroom and the toilet seat's not constantly up. It's like, yeah, we'll see how you do, right? We'll see how you do when that kid gets older and he becomes a teenager and he becomes a tyrant and he becomes like a menace to society. We'll see how you do, because now, statistically, now that you're raising your kid by yourself, because I think she got triggered because somebody mentioned on her little TikTok here, he said, you'll have regrets about your divorce when no one wants to date a single mom. So I want you guys to realize whenever you call out these women, especially these single moms, and you say something that is completely backed by reality and statistics, they don't want to hear that. What if I told you guys, women don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear reality. They want to hear fantasy. They want to hear lies, lies, lies. You know, because a lot of these women are being led by, dare I say, Satan, right? They're being led by the father of lies. So of course, what are they going to want? They're going to want lies. So when you tell them, like this gentleman told her on her little TikTok here, he said, you'll have regrets about your divorce when no one wants to date a single mom, which is true. She got triggered and does a string of these videos talk about like, oh, look at me, my lonely single mom ass. It's like, yeah, you wait, you'll see. I mean, the sad thing is, even when these girls experience it for themselves, and they get on these dating apps and they just get guys using them for sex, or just coming over in the middle of the night after the club and then leaving, not wanting to stick around, which many of these single moms experience, by the way, because that's why you have these single moms put in their dating profile specifically, like, hey, if you're just looking for a cheap lay, mister, pass me up, swipe left. Is it swipe left? I don't know, I don't use dating apps. Yeah, swipe left, if you just pass me up. If you don't want to stick around and raise Chad Jr. with me, don't even think you're gonna come here, get between my legs and leave after the club. Even though many guys do, right? Many guys do. Once you become a single mom, you've ruined your life. Let me tell you that. If you know, like all the mainstream media is like, encourage single motherhood, single mother, let me tell you, straight from the manosphere, because we are all about telling the truth. Once you become a single mom, you have statistically, not even just, you know, from our education in the red pill environment, this is statistically true. Once you become a single mom, you've statistically ruined your chances and your opportunity to lock down a guy who would have married you, who would have taken care of you, who would have raised kids with you. Now your life is ruined, right? I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Yeah, wait till your kid as he gets older, you're gonna see that kid lash out at you more and more, throw more temper tantrums, start to have more problems at school, start to get more and more angry, more hostile, more violent. Why? Because he doesn't have that father figure around and he's pissed. He's angry. There's nobody to discipline him. You see how that works out for you. Strong single mom. All right, and the third and final clip we featured tonight, well, I mean, there's really not even much to say about this guy, my brother. He's talking about how you need to stop calling women queens. I don't even like this word queen, guys. It's kind of a silly word. I don't even know how this became a thing, but a lot of guys are calling their women queens these days. Even Russell Wilson, who has been labeled a simp lately, and I'll be doing a coaching video on Russell Wilson, if I haven't already, about him simping to, to his new single mom wife, calling her a queen. Regardless, the guy in the third clip is completely right. He says stop calling all women queens. I think most women are definitely not queens. By the way, a woman cannot become a queen without a king, but a king can become a king without a queen. See how that works? So women, if they want to be a queen, they need a king. But if a man wants to be a king, he doesn't need a queen. All right? And that's the way it rolls. But I don't like this word queen. I have never called any of my girls a queen, nor will I. And even if I get married one day and say I marry my girl one day or something, I will still not call her a queen. If anything, I'd call her at best my wife when I need to. That's about it. Or Mrs. Cross. That's about it. I will never call somebody queen. That's just going too far, right? And I don't expect anyone to call me a king either. I don't care, right? But regardless, drop your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video in the comments. Anything you'd like to add, anything you would like to share, please drop them in the comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure that if you love my work, if you love what I'm teaching here, it's adding value to your life, if you want to help me out, jump into 7 months of mastery. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. This is my personal program where I teach you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women in the world. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about single moms, divorced single moms, damaged women over 30, women with 5 therapists. No, I'm talking about the cream of the crop, just young, attractive, beautiful, and very classic and traditional women who are not like modern women. I teach you where to find these girls, how to cold approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I have many successful students around the world now, many of which have gotten married and had children and had families. It's crazy, with women that are, that are beyond, let's say, a bit out of their league, to put it nicely, right? They were able to get women who were more attractive than they would normally have gotten if they hadn't been in mastery, and women that they probably would not have found if they had never gone through my mastery program and learned my teachings, right? So I teach you this stuff, and I teach you from a red pill perspective. I'm a professional pickup artist. I've been out there for the last 3 decades now. I've been coaching men since the 90s, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find these girls. I still go out to this very day, and so I'm still fresh in the game, and you're going to learn a ton and get a ton out of value out of my 7 months of mastery program, right? And it's really easy to sign up. Well, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now.